Rhythmatically, my heart continues to erratically pump this poetry without skipping a beat. Compounding this intriguing poetry with my biology, or perhaps even with my anatomy. This free-flowing poetry to me is somewhat symbology to the effects of gravity on me, on my ink. As my notebook paper rapidly fills with the congestion and confusion caused by my ink, I can feel my heart starting to slip out onto my paper as it simultaneously forms this connection, this somewhat self-expressive link. My verbal passions and my physical expressions begins to formulate. My audience of context begins to stimulate my desire of spoken words to vocabularily fornicate, all while causing my pupils to dilate and my breathing to fluctuate and my thoughts to self-intoxicate, causing my nervous system to shake as it nervously participates, and causing my hands to creatively masturbate this ink of poetry via my poetry ink pen, resulting in this flow of poetry, this poetry of confusion. My concentrated thoughts are then applied effortlessly. As my body becomes the outer, my soul remains my inner, as I'm literally beside me, as I'm experiencing an out-of-body experience through this poetry. I'm mentally drained and physically constrained while verbally detained, as it is my ink pen that requires these restraints, ultimately requiring a transfusion of ink as a result of this confusion caused by my ink. I find myself invisible, well, at least in this reality mirror. I then find myself without vision, well, at least on my notebook paper, because I'm only feeling my ink. I have this consensual, conceptual relationship with my ink that fills me think. Call it my vocabulary instinct, or just my basic instinct. Yes, we are just in sync, connected like kitchens and sinks, me, my paper, and my ink. All three enjoying this orgy of poetry, this threesome of poetic parasitics. For my poetry is the host and me and my ink are the organisms. Usually by now I'm already experiencing these vocabulary orgasms, along with these cerebellum muscle spasms and these poetic hot flashes. All of this from my poetry, which I admit at times often confuses me, but at all times it completes and releases me. You know, they say love is confusing. I guess that's why I found this confusion in my poetry, in my ink. Confusion in my ink. Real talk.